Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Andrew's Observations. It's not actually called that, that's a stupid name, and So I was thinking, my entire life I've had a really bad sense of direction. I don't know why, but I can never seem to get where I need to go. It doesn't matter if I'm driving, or walking, or whatever. My friends can attest to this. If I had any friends, anyway. I'm sure that's what they'd tell you. But whenever I need to get somewhere, I just can't seem to figure out where I need to go, even if I have very specific directions. I've got quite a few examples of this, especially when I was traveling alone. So when I went to Japan, this was a little bit of a nightmare for me. I was looking for a hostel in Osaka, which, to be fair, on the internet it was put in the wrong place on Google Maps. And I ended up wandering around this homeless area in Japan for about 2.5 hours. Now, I don't speak any Japanese and I can't read Japanese, so it made it a pretty weird experience. Of course, I had everything with me, all of my luggage, my laptop, my backpack, so I was sweating a lot and I was miserable, and I had already been traveling around that entire day just to get to Osaka from Tokyo, and then this crazy little Japanese man started riding me around like a horse, and I don't know what happened, and I couldn't get out of it. Although something that's kind of a side note that was really interesting was I kind of found this homeless community in Japan where it looked like they'd set up their own economy. It was maybe, from what I could see anyway, 50 or 60 homeless Japanese men. They had a stack of like old electronics, like TVs and stereos and stuff that they were repairing. And then they had this, it looked like a bunker full of bunk beds. This sounds like I'm making it up, and I'm actually not. And they were really polite, they were really nice to me. They didn't speak any English, but still, it's a very interesting experience. So anyway, I asked people at the variety store in Japan, and they're like, oh yeah, you go down this way to get there. And then I wandered around that way and asked another person in a variety store, and they said, oh, and you gotta go this way. Until this very nice old lady literally walked me to where I needed to go. And it was right where I got off the subway, so. Anyway, there was another instance, it was actually, I think 2 days after that had happened to me, where I wanted to go to a place called Inari Shrine. It's just a shrine in Japan. I thought, hey, it's got foxes on it, looks really cool. So I took all my luggage because I had to check out of my hostel, and I thought, hey, let's just go for a little walksy. Let's go up here, let's go have some fun. And yeah, it turns out it was a mountain. So I hiked for about 2.5 hours in blistering heat with all of my luggage up a mountain by accident. And it was one of those things where once you get to one of the summits, it wasn't that high, but and you're looking at the entire city, you realize, well, I've just hiked quite a large portion of this. I'm not going to stop now and go back down. I'm halfway here. Of course, I'm lazy, and I didn't want to hike all the way back down, even though downhill's a little easier than uphill. Well, not on your knees, especially when there's a little Japanese man riding you like a horse for some reason. But I ended up trying to take a little Sneaky Pete path off to the side, because I saw that there were trucks, road for trucks that were driving through to deliver drinks and stuff to the little shops on the mountain. So I figured, hey, I'll take this path. And I ended up getting lost in a bamboo grove, and I walked an entire subway stop to the next city over. So it's an interesting adventure, to say the least, but I've never had very good direction when it comes to anything in life, including my life choices, which is probably why I'm making this video and I'm not at work. Speaking of which, on that little adventure, I did sweat an awful lot, and I do not like sweat. I don't think anybody likes sweat. It stinks. I know it serves a purpose to cool our bodies down, but it's just terrible. And with summer around the corner, I know what I have to look forward to, and it is not pretty. Let me tell you that. There's a very ripe aroma to it. And my sweaty butt, I'm spitting all over the screen. I mean, you gotta change your shirt 5 times a day and take showers. Now, when you're in Korea, everybody there just uses little hand fans. You know, like the stereotypical ones that you would see in like a Chinese movie? Yeah, people actually use those all over the place, and they're incredibly handy. I actually still have one, but there's so many stigmatas in Canada and North America about men using a fan like that I just don't think I could get away with it. You! Over there! Don't talk to my family that way! You know better! Come on! Fight me! Now I know what you're saying to yourself. Andrew, why are you still making videos? No. Andrew, why don't you just use your fan anyway? Aren't you secure enough with who you are as a human being that you can just do that in public and not be ashamed of yourself? The answer, of course, is no. No, I base my my life heavily off of the statements and opinions of other people, so... Anyway, why don't you share your experience with me in the comments? Tell me about a time in your life when you were misdirected somewhere or got lost. Just... If you want to write anything in the comments, that's fine, too. You know, as long as it's not derogatory or hateful towards other people. Towards me, you know, I will take it personally, but I'll never talk about it, so you don't have to worry about that. Anyway, thanks for watching this. If you do like these, tell me, or convey it to me in some way. Come to my house and give me a big hug, or make something like a macaroni picture. That would be nice. Because I have no problem doing these. I enjoy doing them. They take about 4 days to edit, but I'm a dedicated patron of the internet community, so I have no problem dedicating this time in order to entertain you. Of course, if it's not entertaining, then I'm wasting your time, not mine. My time is it's infinite. It has no value. It's much like my life. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Maybe? I don't know. Do you wanna build a snowman?